Water pressure is pushing her forward, but here's the thing. You have her kicking flat, trying to go forwards. So the water pressure is trying to send her up. You have her going forward. So she's basically plowing through the water here because we don't see her curling up, right? So she's getting a lot of resistance and then she slips through, right? A lot of resistance, slips through, right? And you can see even as she goes to the surface, she's still not really changing the angles too much. Now, what we want, I don't know how, if I can't rotate the screen. You know what, I'll just attach Coughlin's video to this and kind of show you. But that's pretty much the big thing is avoid this position. She needs to be on an incline to the surface once she decides she wants to kick. We'll talk about that in the Coughlin video. And then she needs to over bend back. So if she was doing it correctly here, it would be like this much bend back. Right now, the water pressure would be on the top of her body, which would make her want to go down. But when it's done correctly, and this is why the incline is so important, right? When the kick would happen, because she would be on the incline, she'd actually be kicking water backwards. And then she'd be bent this way, which would help her, right? The water pressure would be here on her back, trying to slow her down. And that's when she would return to flat, but the water pressure is also trying to slide her forward, and then she returned to flat and slip through the drag right there. In this position, the air in her lungs is also trying to pull her up. So she's getting drag here. Because her air in her lungs are pulling up, she's also catching drag here. She's having to go forward, so she's having to do something to try and stay down with her own body position. So it's just that's three things that are either creating drag, whether it's the air in her lungs, pulling her up, and now she's having to fight against energy that's going against her, the drag on the front, and then whatever she's doing to stay level, right? So there's just a lot of bad energy usage in her streamline, right? We want everything working together as much as we can. All right, so let's look at Coughlin. So you can see what I'm talking about, how she has this line going down and then kicks, and now she's changing direction and working back up, right? So we're going to see you got to think about the physics in two directions. So we have this direction and then we have this direction, right? So we're always trying to fit through these two directions, right? Because the net vector would be, not net vector, we're trying to go this way. All right, we want to go forward, but we also want to go up to the surface, right? So when we're looking at Natalie, right, one, she's working her way up. Now, the reason she doesn't just go straight up and goes forward is because of that right there, right? Because here, when she curls, the water pressure is pushing her up. That's fine because that's the way we want to go, right? But then, and the important thing about this too is the air is pulling her up. She's going up and her streamline is pointing up. So she's slicing through that vector. You see what I mean? And then boom, she kicks, she's kicking water. Even though it's technically up, it's backwards because she's on an incline. All right, and this is why you got to work up. Now, she's flat, you're a swimmer, and she's kicking up. That's good. She needs to keep trying to kick up and kick flat. She won't be able to kick up because or kick diagonal. She won't be able to kick up because she's on that diagonal incline, so it's going to naturally make her kick go back this way. Right, and now she can slip forward. But she's trying to go up. Here, this is pro go up, and then boom, slip through and go forward. So her kick, everything is about getting to the surface. And it would be kind of like you're a swimmer. It would be, oh, geez, I always get it right where I want it. It would be curling her straight up towards the surface, which is the direction we're trying to go, but then it's that, boom, that takes us away from up and it takes us forward.